Beneath the vast expanse of the world's oceans, there are an estimated 28,000 known species of fish, and that's just what we've discovered. It's both awe-inspiring and a little unnerving to think about the mysteries that still lurk in the depths. Among these underwater giants are some truly monstrous creatures, overgrown, enormous, and, in some cases, ravenously hungry. So, before you pack your picnic and set off for a relaxing day of fishing, take a moment to consider the colossal beasts that might be swimming below. From a kayaker who wrestled a shark to a heavyweight lobster that could rival a boxer, here are 15 of the biggest catches ever recorded. Number 15. 700-pound alligator in Georgia. Is this the biggest alligator ever caught? Discovered in an irrigation ditch by a Georgia farmer, this gigantic creature measured an extraordinary 15 feet long and weighed an estimated 700 to 750 pounds. Alligators are unusual in that they continue to grow as they get older, so the bigger an alligator is, the older it is likely to be. This hulking gator is estimated to have been at least 50 years old, which is flipping ancient in alligator years. Not only was he old, this reptile was super tough. When eventually captured after a 5-man crew wrangled the extraordinary animal for over 5 hours to get him out of the ditch, they discovered that the gator had evidence of several gunshot wounds. A big old badass like an actual dinosaur. Since being removed from the endangered list in 1987, alligators are hunted during different seasons in various U.S. states they inhabit. In Georgia, hunters are limited to 1 kill during the season. I imagine many of those hunters looked on with total disbelief at the massive size of this beast. Number 14. World's largest cave fish discovered in India. Okay, so compared to some of the other colossal creatures we've encountered in this list, these cave fish may not seem up to much, but it's all relative, and these little big fish have been causing quite a commotion in the world of cave science. There are maybe 250 species of cave fish, but the ones that have recently been discovered in northeastern India have scientists wondering. Cave fish are usually really small. It's tough to live underground. There isn't much to eat, and no light usually means that these sorts of animals only grow to a couple of inches. These newly discovered fish, though, are 1.5 feet long and 10 times heavier. So the question is, how are they growing this big? What are they eating? The scientists don't really know yet. Like other troglobites, a cool word for cave dwellers, these fish are essentially blind and don't have eyes. But despite all the trouble that suggests, they are well adapted to their darkness and underground existence. In fact, the weird thing about these cave fish is that scientists think that they are probably still in the process of evolving into whatever the best adaptation of the cave creature might be. This is equally awesome and scary. What other functions do you imagine a cave creature might need? Legs or claws or giant fangs? Number 13. Pacific bluefin tuna. All the big fish need to look out. This angler only catches the biggest of all the big fishes. Donna Pascoe, an angler from Auckland, New Zealand, has been busy breaking records all over the ocean. First, on the 20th of February 2014, she wrangled for more than 4 hours with a colossal Pacific bluefin tuna, which weighed in at a rod-snappingly huge 411.6 kilograms. Pascoe then became the record holder for having pulled in the most gigantic fish ever by a female fisher in New Zealand, a whopper of a record. Then things get a bit spooky and even bigger. 3 years later, on the very same date, February 20th, Pascoe was out on the water again when the fishing line peeled, indicating that there was something on the end of it. Little did she know that the fish at the end of the line was yet another record buster. This time, a massive marlin at 420 kilograms was about to enter the record books, beating Donna Pascoe's own record for the tuna. I guess February 20th must be a date that big fish fear, if they keep a calendar, that is. Number 12. The largest bull sharks ever caught. Most people have heard of great white sharks, and they are definitely to be avoided if you value your limbs. But as it happens, you should probably know that most shark attacks on humans are probably actually bull sharks. These toothsome frights are often recorded traveling vast distances in warmer waters, and they aren't fussy if that water's the ocean, an estuary, or a river. Bull sharks are also known as Zambezi sharks due to just how often they pop up for a snack in the Zambezi River. The largest ever caught and measured was during a survey of those formidable beasts in the Breed Estuary in South Africa in 2009. The humongous female was measured at a whopping 4 meters. I don't know how big that makes her teeth, but I wouldn't want to poke about in there to find out. The research team recorded this bull shark's info, tagged her, and sent her off again. The shark's behavior was then tracked for the following couple of days. What they discovered was super scary. The shark did take a little jaunt out to sea, but mainly spent her time idly perusing the boats on the river and anglers on the shore, eyeing up a snack or two. All those arms and legs looking like cartoon hands. Seems like she was taking notes on the latest dining hotspots along the estuary and probably not just to write up a useful guidebook of the area. If I were you, I would avoid a dip in those waters. Number 11. 143-pound catfish new world record. Blue catfish caught at Bugs Island Lake in Virginia. In the catfish world, the blue catfish is the big daddy of all catfish, with massive big fat cats being sought and caught fairly regularly. But the gigantic blue catfish caught by high school football coach Nick Anderson on June 18, 2011, was something totally gargantuan. Weighing in at 143 pounds, this catfish colossus was 57 inches long and an impressive 47 inches in girth. That is one fat fish. Just look at the size of it. The fisherman caught this monster at Bugs Island Lake in Virginia, a hot spot for catfish capture by all accounts. Anderson, who had spent years honing his fishing skills, described the moment as the highlight of his angling career, a once-in-a-lifetime catch that left him in awe. The blue catfish's sheer size and strength made it a formidable opponent, testing both Anderson's endurance and his equipment. As the fish finally surfaced, its silvery blue scales glistened in the sunlight, a testament to its dominance in the waters of Bugs Island Lake. It took a sweaty 45-minute wrestling match to finally retrieve the giant fish from the waters into the boat. The anglers then had the difficult task of finding a scale that was a match for the epic proportions of this massive catfish. The previous hauls from this particular lake leveled out around the 109-pound mark. Virginia is a tricky place to be a catfish, it turns out. Not only is it likely that one of the local angling enthusiasts will be hauling you out of a lake at any given moment, there is now a bounty on your head. Considered an invasive species, this poor ugly creature is now being pursued by agencies in the state of Virginia, encouraging the capture of the blue catfish by opening up the state's waters to commercial fishing. The goal? To eradicate the blue catfish from Virginia. Now it's time for today's topic. A team of deep-sea explorers descended into an uncharted trench in the Pacific Ocean, searching for new marine life. At 9,000 feet below the surface, their submersible sonar detected anomalous movement. Something enormous was lurking in the darkness. As they activated the floodlights, a monstrous silhouette emerged. A colossal crustacean, unlike any known species, loomed before them. It had elongated, spiny legs stretching over 15 feet wide, and its glowing red eyes locked onto the divers. Its shell was covered in an eerie, bioluminescent pattern, pulsating as if reacting to their presence. Then, without warning, the creature lunged forward, moving with unnatural speed for its size. The team barely managed to retreat, the beast's massive claws snapping shut just inches from the submersible. In a frantic escape, they captured brief footage before their systems mysteriously malfunctioned, forcing them to surface. Experts reviewing the footage believe this could be a deep-sea relic from prehistoric times or an entirely unknown species. But one thing is certain, something massive and terrifying lurks in the unexplored depths. Number 10. The Atlantic Goliath Grouper. You may need to make friends with an NFL linebacker before you head out to catch an Atlantic Goliath grouper. It takes the strength of a professional athlete to reel in one of these whoppers. That's how it was done by one group of anglers in Florida as they encountered increasingly bigger fish, from 400 pounds through to an estimated 600. These gigantic fish measure at least 8 feet and can actually weigh up to 700 pounds. Just so you can get your head around that weight, that's heavier than a fully grown male tiger. But perhaps you've never attempted to pick up a tiger either. The Goliath grouper's massive, barrel-shaped body and thick, powerful tail make it a formidable opponent, capable of putting up a fight that can last for hours. Its mottled brown and yellow coloring helps it blend seamlessly into the rocky reefs and shipwrecks it calls home, making it a master of ambush. Anglers often describe the thrill of hooking a Goliath grouper as both exhilarating and exhausting, as the fish uses its immense strength to dive deep and resist being pulled to the surface. Despite their intimidating size, these fish are known for their curious nature, often approaching divers and boats with a mix of boldness and caution. The Goliath grouper's diet is as varied as it is voracious, with reports of it consuming everything from crustaceans to octopuses and even the occasional sea turtle. The biggest of the sea bass family, the Goliath grouper is scarily efficient at feeding. It simply sucks its prey into its huge mouth. All kinds of stuff gets swallowed up, from other large fish and even the odd small shark. This hungry fish doesn't even need to chew. A very important part of the reef food web, this mammoth fish is actually now on the critically endangered list. Fishing the Atlantic Goliath grouper is forbidden, so if you do accidentally find one on the end of your line, you should be sure to return it to the ocean. Don't mess with them though, as many anglers report that the Goliath grouper can be kind of aggressive, harassing the fishermen and often taking the bait from their lines, preventing the catch of any smaller, legal-sized fish. Number 9. A giant 27-pound lobster caught in Maine. And in the red corner, weighing in at 27 pounds of pure punching power, a lobster. Used to a much more miniature catch, Maine fisherman Robert Malone was in for a big shock when he hauled in a colossal crustacean in his net. Not unfamiliar with the odd lobster, of course, Malone was taken aback by the sheer scale of this massive lobster. The lobster's enormous claws, each the size of a small child's arm, were a sight to behold, and its deep blue shell shimmered in the sunlight as it was pulled from the water. Malone, who has spent decades fishing the cold waters of Maine, said he had never seen anything like it in his career. The lobster's size and strength made it a challenge to handle, and Malone had to call for assistance to safely bring it aboard his boat. News of the catch spread quickly, drawing curious onlookers and marine biologists eager to study the rare specimen. The lobster's age was estimated to be around 75 years old, making it a true elder of the ocean and a living testament to the resilience of its species. He found it notable enough to deliver the creature to the Maine State Aquarium for further scientific investigation. Was this a new monster species or a Jurassic Park escapee? Turns out, no, just a regular lobster. This one, however, did capture the imagination of those who encountered it, being the biggest example many have ever seen. Nicknamed Rocky on account of the crustacean's enormous boxing glove-like claws, this lucky lobster was returned to the ocean after the aquarium had taken down its vital statistics. I wonder if Rocky is still out there, running up flights of stairs and bulking up in training to knock out the next unsuspecting fisherman to catch him in his net. Number 8. The giant stingray. Is this the largest freshwater fish in the world? I know you can't believe any old big fish story you hear, but hang on a minute, this one is a big one. Also known as the whip ray, the giant stingray is the stuff of legends. Rarely seen but with local tales telling of gigantic 1,000-pound fish, this species is the prize for anglers looking for something epic. In 2009, it was announced that the largest catch of this incredible creature had been documented on an expedition by National Geographic in the waters of Thailand. The colossal catch measured 2 meters, 6.6 feet, wide and a mighty 6.9 feet, 2.1 meters, long. The giant stingray's flat, disc-shaped body and long, whip-like tail make it a truly unique and formidable creature, often described as a living fossil due to its ancient lineage. Its smooth, grayish skin and massive size give it an almost otherworldly appearance, as if it belongs to a different era. The expedition team carefully handled the ray, ensuring its safety while taking detailed measurements and photographs to document the historic find. Local fishermen, who have long spoken of these elusive giants, were thrilled to see their stories validated by such a remarkable discovery. The giant stingray's habitat in the murky depths of rivers and estuaries adds to its mystique, making it a challenging and thrilling catch for even the most experienced anglers. This poor creature, though, had lost its tail. I wonder if they named it Eeyore. If it had still been attached, it is likely that this ray would have measured up to 5 meters long. Unfortunately, it seems as though they got the giant stingray's measurements, but they didn't weigh it, so we can only guess that it was likely to have weighed at least 450 kilograms, being the heaviest of its species previously known to humankind. While scientists are still searching and discovering more about this huge fish, we can only imagine just how many giant stingrays actually exist and perhaps even bigger versions yet to be found. Maybe these are just the babies. Number 7. The striped bass fish. You can tune a guitar, but you can't tune a fish unless, of course, you play bass. I'm so sorry. I couldn't help it. So many fishy puns, so little time. The striped bass is the beloved catch of seasoned anglers and fishermen all over North America. These fish usually weigh in at about 20 to 40 pounds at adult weight, but every once in a while, a fish comes along to make a guy's or gal's day and provide them with big fish stories to tell for years to come. The striped bass, with its distinctive dark stripes running along its silvery body, is known for its powerful fight, often testing the skill and patience of even the most experienced anglers. Found in both freshwater and saltwater, these fish are a favorite target for sport fishing due to their size and the challenge they present. Many fishermen spend hours, even days, waiting for the perfect moment to hook one of these elusive giants. The thrill of feeling the line tighten and the rod bend under the weight of a striped bass is unmatched, a moment that every angler dreams of. Stories of epic battles with these fish often include dramatic details, like the fish leaping out of the water or making a last-minute dash for freedom. Some of these tales will be told and retold till that big old fish has gained 50 pounds and grown a full beard and popped out of the water singing, "Take me to the river," like a big-mouth Billy bass from the 90s. Occasionally, a 60-pounder comes your way, and that is a great day indeed. And there are certainly tales of 90-pound monsters. The biggest recorded striped bass was actually pulled from Long Island Sound by angler Gregory Meyerson in 2011. It weighed almost 82 pounds and measured 54 inches long. Basically, a walloping big whale. Number 6. 12.5-foot giant Bigeye thresher shark caught in the Florida Keys. Ah, aliens have landed. You can be forgiven for thinking this was an extraterrestrial life form given its bizarre appearance, but this is not leaked footage from inside Area 51. This bug-eyed alien was actually caught in the waters just off the Florida Keys. Captain Nick Stanzik of Isla Morada is a seasoned fisherman who takes excited groups out on very successful fishing trips for swordfish. He is the best there is in this challenge, having caught and released more swordfish than anyone else on the planet. So this guy knows how to catch the big stuff. But even he was surprised when, after a 2.5-hour wrestling match, what the team actually reeled in was not a swordfish but an enormous Bigeye thresher shark. The shark's long whip-like tail, which can grow up to half its body length, thrashed violently as it fought against the line, creating a spectacle that left everyone on board in awe. Its massive eyes, adapted for hunting in the deep, dark ocean, seemed to glow eerily as it surfaced, adding to its otherworldly appearance. The crew worked together to carefully bring the shark alongside the boat, marveling at its size and unique features. Captain Stanzik, known for his respect for marine life, made sure the shark was handled with care, taking measurements and photos before releasing it back into the water. The Bigeye thresher shark's sleek, silvery body and elongated tail made it a sight to behold, a reminder of the ocean's incredible diversity. These cool-looking monsters have huge eyes so they can hunt at deep levels in the ocean where the light is low and then towards the surface at night in the dark too. The Bigeye thresher shark also makes for a pretty weird selfie, so all the folks out on the boat that day uploaded a pretty unique post on Instagram. That shark was definitely doing it for the gram. Looks insane even in low light. Number 5. Massive whale shark snared by Chinese fishermen. I don't know about you, but this next one sounds a bit fishy to me. Sorry, no more carpy puns, I promise. This whale shark met its sad end in an alleged accident with a net. Captain Chong Zhu, a Chinese fisherman, caught this colossal fish off the coast of the Fujian province back in 2014. It was alleged that the 14.5-foot fish, which weighed a mammoth 2 tons, was accidentally caught in the fishing boat's net, where it died while the fisherman tried to free it. The whale shark's massive size made it nearly impossible to disentangle from the net, and the fisherman reportedly struggled for hours to save it. Witnesses described the scene as heartbreaking, with the gentle giant thrashing weakly before finally succumbing to exhaustion. The incident sparked a heated debate among locals, with some defending the fisherman's claims of an accident, while others accused them of deliberate poaching. Marine conservationists were quick to condemn the event, emphasizing the importance of protecting these endangered creatures. The whale shark's distinctive spotted pattern, which is unique to each individual, made it a particularly tragic loss for the species. Social media erupted with outrage as images of the massive shark being transported through the streets circulated online. Many questioned how such a large and protected animal could be caught without anyone noticing until it was too late. The fisherman's decision to take the carcass to market only added fuel to the fire, with critics arguing that it showed a blatant disregard for conservation laws. But since the whale shark is an endangered species and it is very illegal to catch one, you probably would say it was an accident too, wouldn't you? Whether there was something more sinister afoot or not, the captain took the behemoth through the streets of Shaoxi to market with the intention of selling the unfortunate beast. This caused quite the outrage, and eventually, authorities prevented the sale on the grounds that it was still illegal. What do you reckon? Does this tale seem to have a whiff of fish about it? Number 4. Massive tiger shark caught off Australia. Although the tiger shark is more likely to be doing the catching, there are occasions when a truly gigantic tiger shark is captured, either by accident or indeed by those out seeking trophies or perhaps even revenge. Some of the most dangerous sharks in the world's oceans, tiger sharks are only second to the fearsome great white shark in their body counts or for attacks on humans. They are frequently responsible for attacks on surfers in Australian waters, and many well-defined kill orders on their heads. These creatures are considered near endangered in the contemporary world, as there has been so much trophy hunting and fishing by people in recent years. The tiger shark's reputation as a relentless predator is well earned, with its powerful jaws and serrated teeth capable of tearing through almost anything. Its distinctive striped pattern, which fades as it ages, makes it one of the most recognizable sharks in the ocean. Despite their fearsome nature, tiger sharks play a crucial role in maintaining the balance of marine ecosystems, often referred to as the garbage disposals of the sea, due to their varied diet. Fishermen who have encountered these sharks often describe the adrenaline rush of battling such a formidable opponent, their lines straining under the shark's immense strength. Stories of tiger sharks stealing catches or even attacking boats are not uncommon, adding to their legendary status among anglers. Marine biologists have noted that these sharks are highly adaptable, thriving in both shallow coastal waters and the open ocean, making them a constant presence in many regions. No wonder these mighty creatures are mad at people and would bite your leg off as soon as look at you. Some of the biggest examples of the tiger shark that have ever been fished are recorded at 5 meters long. There are some tall tales out there though, with some insane stories attached, like that of the fisherman known only as Matthew, who was alleged to have caught a massive tiger shark off the coast of Byron Bay in Australia in 2015. Much to the entertainment of the entire internet, this guy claimed that he had caught the toothy whopper as it swallowed whole a smaller hammerhead shark that he had been reeling in. Fishy tale indeed. Number 3. 100-kilogram giant Siamese carp fishing in Thailand. Always a great prize for a fisherman. A massive fish is the ultimate goal. If you catch a fish that is twice the size of any usual catch, then that has to be considered a great day. That's what the anglers in Thailand felt when they caught the 3 gigantic carp that made up their haul. The first was an 80-kilogram giant Siamese carp, the biggest they had ever seen. The anglers struggled for nearly an hour to reel it in, their arms aching as the fish fought with surprising strength. As they celebrated their first catch, little did they know that an even bigger surprise was waiting for them. The second carp, weighing a staggering 100 kilograms, was a true monster of the deep, its scales glinting like gold in the sunlight. The sheer size of the fish left the fishermen speechless, and they had to use all their combined strength to haul it onto the boat. The carp's massive body thrashed wildly, sending water splashing in every direction, and the boat rocked precariously under its weight. Local villagers gathered along the riverbank, cheering and shouting in amazement as the fishermen wrestled with the colossal fish. One of the anglers later described the moment as the fight of a lifetime, a testament to the carp's incredible power and resilience. The fishermen took a moment to admire the fish's beauty, its sleek body and vibrant colors a reminder of the wonders of nature. They carefully measured and photographed the carp, knowing they had just made a catch that would be talked about for years to come. Finally, and somewhat disappointingly, a regular old 50-kilogram carp rounded off the day's fishing. Carpe diem. When you consider that carp generally only weigh up to about 40 to 50 kilograms, and that's the big ones, then this is an awesomely impressive catch. Well done. Number 2. Massive whale shark in Pakistan. The largest of the sharks, the whale shark is a mighty ocean beast. But the colossal creature caught in the Arabian Sea by a group of Pakistani fishermen is a terrifyingly large example. The fishermen discovered the already dead whale shark and took it back to Karachi, Pakistan. Measuring 40 feet long, this huge catch was a sight to behold. The sheer size of the whale shark left the fishermen in awe, as its massive body stretched across the deck of their boat. Its skin, dotted with unique white spots and stripes, shimmered under the sunlight, revealing the beauty of this gentle giant. The fishermen speculated about how such a magnificent creature had met its end, with some suggesting it might have been struck by a large ship. As they sailed back to shore, the weight of the whale shark caused the boat to sit low in the water, making the journey slow and laborious. Crowds began to gather at the harbor even before the boat arrived, drawn by rumors of the extraordinary find. Local marine biologists were called to inspect the carcass, noting its impressive size and the rarity of such a discovery in the region. The whale shark's mouth, wide enough to fit a small car, was a particular point of fascination for onlookers. Children climbed onto nearby walls to get a better view, while adults snapped photos to capture the once-in-a-lifetime moment. The fishermen, though initially overwhelmed, felt a sense of pride in bringing such a remarkable creature to shore. Upon reaching the harbor, the gigantic carcass was hoisted onto the shore to display to amazed crowds of people before being sold for meat. Disturbing but fascinating, the rarely spotted whale shark is actually a protected species. So don't even think about powering up your tugboat and trying to reel in one of these epic creatures. Number 1. The biggest Greenland shark. Whilst out kayaking in Greenland in 2014, surprised angler Joel Abrahamson captured the biggest Greenland shark on record. Sounds like a relaxing weekend's paddle, no? At 15 feet long, the Greenland shark gave the angler a tricky job. Strapping himself into a harness, he wrestled with the behemoth for an hour and a half before eventually getting the upper hand over this 200-year-old creature. The shark, known for its slow movements and cold-water habitat, is one of the longest-living vertebrates on Earth, with some individuals estimated to be over 400 years old. This particular shark, with its rough, grayish skin and small, beady eyes, looked like it had seen centuries of ocean history. As Joel struggled to keep the massive creature under control, he couldn't help but marvel at its sheer size and ancient presence. The shark's powerful tail thrashed against the water, creating waves that nearly tipped Joel's kayak. Despite its age, the shark was far from frail, putting up a fight that left Joel exhausted but exhilarated. The creature's massive jaws, though not as fearsome as a great white's, hinted at a lifetime of scavenging the ocean floor. Joel later described the encounter as like wrestling a living fossil, a testament to the shark's prehistoric lineage. The Greenland shark's diet includes everything from fish to seals, and its slow metabolism allows it to survive in the frigid Arctic waters. Scientists believe these sharks grow only about a centimeter a year, making this 15-foot giant a true anomaly. Joel's catch not only set a record, but also provided valuable data for researchers studying these elusive creatures. You'd think a fit guy like this, who prepared for the challenge by heaving 60-pound blocks of concrete from the bottom of the lake, could get the better of a pensioner, right? This ancient beast was a colossus, however, and weighed a staggering 1,200 pounds, perhaps a little more than the average elderly fish. so credit where it's due and all that. How was all that fishy business for you? There are certainly some Titanic-sized creatures out there in the deep. What do you reckon? I think we're gonna need a bigger boat. Also, check out our other cool stuff showing up on the screen right now. See you next time.